I love that my husband is blind. I hope he never regains his eyesight. 4 years ago, we were driving home from our anniversary at a tiny seafood bistro we'd been going to since university. Marcus was telling a story about the sommelier when I caught a flash at the edge of my vision. A delivery van barreling through the intersection, sliding on wet pavement straight toward our passenger side. Marcus saw it and yanked the wheel left without thinking. His side of the car took the full force at maybe 50 miles per hour. I remember the metal folding like paper, the airbags popping, and this unbearable searing heat. The van's fuel line had split and something ignited under the hood. Flames licked the windshield in seconds. Hands pulled me from the wreck. I remember keening Marcus's name, trying to crawl back, and strangers pinning me down so they could get him out. When I opened my eyes in the hospital 2 days later, my sister was sitting in a plastic chair beside me. She looked exhausted, eyes red. He's alive, she whispered right away. But there's something I have to tell you. The impact had destroyed the delicate bundles in his optic chiasm, and the neurosurgeon was blunt. The loss is permanent. He won't see again. Me? I asked. She didn't meet my stare. Instead, she handed me a mirror with fingers that trembled. What I saw didn't make sense. Skin gashed and scarred, patches of grafted flesh across my cheek. My right ear partly fused from the heat, a deep contracture at my temple that holds one eyelid half closed. I barely remember howling. Marcus woke the next day. I sat in the corridor outside his room for what felt like an hour, waiting until my legs would let me go in. When I finally opened the door, he was already reaching into the dark, palms sweeping the air as though he could gather me back into sight. You okay? His voice was rough from the ventilator and the tubes. I took his hand. I'm okay. I lied. Your voice sounds different, he said. Just tired, I told him. The right side of my face took the worst of the burns. The grafts restored movement but left me uneven. My mouth no longer seals on that side, so I drool when I sleep. My cheek is puckered like a half mask. Those first months were the hardest. Marcus learned how to live in the dark with a speed and grace that humiliated me. He mapped our apartment in 3 weeks, mastered the white cane, took classes in mobility and orientation, and signed up for a support group. I, on the other hand, spent long afternoons trying makeup tricks in front of bathroom mirrors until the skin felt like a stranger. I stopped going to the bakery we used to haunt after a woman I'd chatted with every week for 2 years glanced straight past me, then asked loudly to her friend if I'd changed my hair. Once at a supermarket, a child pointed and asked her mother, "Why does that lady look like that?" And the mother hustled the girl away without apology. In his blindness, Marcus fell in love with me all over again. Every morning, he lays his hand on my face and traces the ridges and scars like reading Braille. The unevenness, he murmurs, is beautiful. I smile because his touch is the only thing that keeps me from seeing my own ruin. We made a life that fits inside the small orbit of our apartment. Marcus took a job doing remote tech support. I work from home as a freelance medical editor. We tell visitors we're private people now. Really, I can't face crowded stairs and mirrors. Then last week, he went for a routine follow-up at the neuro-ophthalmology clinic, more to monitor the surrounding tissue than because we expected anything, and the doctor came into the waiting area with a look that made Marcus sit forward. "There's a new nerve regeneration trial," Dr. Rivera said. "It's shown promising results in trauma cases similar to yours, with partial restoration in many patients. You'd be an excellent candidate." My stomach went icy. Marcus sat up, and the prospect lit him like a sun. "Are you serious?" he asked. "I'd like to schedule a consult next week to go over it." Yes, he said, the words tumbling out. On the drive home, he chattered about what he'd see first. The streetlight outside our building, the way the curtains fall, the exact color of my eyes. He squeezed my hand, said he couldn't picture my face anymore, and that made him ache, though he knows every scar by touch. I drove in silence, catching my reflection in the rear view, a stranger with a lopsided smile. That night, I couldn't sleep. Marcus lay there breathing evenly, his palm resting on my hip like always. At 2 a.m., I slipped into the bathroom and turned on the fluorescent light and really looked at myself. The puckers, the skin graft seams, the ear that looks fused to my head. This is what he'll see, I thought, and a cold panic rose. He'd been counting down to the consultation like a child in school before a trip. He kept asking why I wasn't more excited. "I'm just afraid," I'd tell him. He'd shake his head and promise nothing would go wrong, that we are fine and always will be. Yesterday morning, he did the thing he does every dawn, reached out for my face, fingers trailing across the healed ridges, reading the map of me. "You're beautiful," he whispered. I let out a sob that felt like it would split me. "What's wrong?" he asked, pulling me close. Happy tears, I lied, pressing my misshapen cheek to his chest. "The consultation is in 6 hours. I love him more than anything. He risked everything that night to keep me safe, never hesitated. But I'm terrified of the day he opens his eyes and finally sees what his bravery cost me."